Hello, my name is Carlo Miguel Valdez Soria, and today I will be presenting my project, The Immigrant Information Story: Imperfect Dreams, Powerful Barriers, Boundless Opportunity. Access to information is a fundamental human need, and for immigrants, it is the very cornerstone of successful integration. Yet our research shows that immigrant populations consistently face profound barriers in accessing reliable information on housing, healthcare, education, and legal rights. This presentation will synthesize the latest research on their information behaviors and propose a strategic solution, the Immigrant Information Initiative, or I3. To build a comprehensive understanding, I conducted a literature review, analyzing peer-reviewed studies published between 2019 and 2024. This provided a rich, evidence-based picture of the challenges faced by diverse immigrant communities across the globe, from Israel and South Korea to Canada and the United States. However, to move beyond just listing findings, I applied two powerful theoretical frameworks from information science to systematically interpret the data. First, Alfredas Chapman's theory of life in the round. This theory suggests that people in tight-knit communities, or small worlds, operate with shared norms and deep trust for information from within their circle, while often viewing outside information with suspicion. And second, Reijo Savolainen's model of everyday life information seeking, or ELIS. This model frames information seeking not as an isolated task, but as a way to solve problems and maintain a sense of normalcy and control, what Savolainen calls mastering life. Together, these frameworks gave me the tools to not just describe what immigrants are doing, but to explain why they are doing it. So what did the research reveal? The thematic analysis consistently highlighted three interconnected themes. The first, and perhaps most obvious, is the immense challenge of linguistic and cultural barriers. Studies by researchers like Bronstein in 2019 and E and colleagues in 2021 found that language gaps and cultural differences create a wall of mistrust between immigrants and official institutions. For instance, immigrant parents seeking child health information were often skeptical of even official online sources due to linguistic misunderstandings. This directly leads to the second theme, a pervasive reliance on social, informal networks. When official channels are intimidating or inaccessible, immigrants turn to what they know and trust: friends, family, and community members. Shruva's work with Bangladeshi immigrants in Canada beautifully illustrates this. They found information from personal networks not just more accessible, but often more useful for goals like finding employment than information from government agencies. However, this reliance has a downside. These same intimate networks can become conduits for harmful misinformation. And as Shruva also noted, some new immigrants are even hesitant to ask for help within their own community for fear of being seen as envious or competitive. The third theme is the profound psychological impact of this entire experience. The migration process itself is a massive disruption, and the information landscape adds significant stress. Ndumu's 2020 study quantitatively measured information overload among Black immigrants in the United States. Meanwhile, Lilly's 2022 research showed how Latinx youth employ emotional coping strategies to deal with the social anxiety and information pressure they face. Now let's apply our theoretical lenses to make sense of this. Chapman's Life in the Round perfectly explains the preference for informal networks. For immigrants, their community is a small world. Information from within this world, first the level information, is trusted and culturally competent. Venturing outside of this world to seek second-level information from institutions is perceived as high risk, potentially leading to stigma or misunderstanding. This theory shows that their behavior is rational for safety and cultural preservation. In contrast, Savolainen's ELIS model explains the underlying goal of this behavior. The entire migration process shatters one's mastery of life. Seeking out a job, a doctor, or a school isn't just a task. It's a purposeful effort to rebuild order, routine, and control. The reliance on familiar sources is a way to use culturally continuous methods to reestablish a sense of normalcy. The information overload and coping mechanisms that we see are direct responses to the immense challenge of mastering a new life. So what is the conclusion? The information behaviors of immigrants, their reliance on networks, their mistrust of institutions, this is not a sign of failure or a lack of initiative. These are rational, adaptive responses to systemic barriers and profound disruption. Therefore, simply providing more information is not the solution. We must design our information services to meet people where they are in a way that respects their world while safely expanding it. This brings us to the core proposal, the Immigrant Information Initiative, or I3. I3 is conceived as a centralized, multilingual, and culturally mindful digital platform. It's more than just a website. It's designed to directly address the challenges we've identified. By being centralized and multilingual, it can attack the linguistic and cultural barrier head-on. And by being culturally mindful, it seeks to build a bridge of trust. And by including digital information literacy support, it empowers users, supporting their journey to confidently master life in their new country. It represents a proactive, research-driven approach to fostering equitable access to information, enhancing the well-being and opportunities for immigrant populations.